Hi guys, it's Kunle Halagon. Today on K90 show, we have a special guest in the house as usual guys. This is a gentleman that I don't know where to start to talk about him. He is a living legend, a musician, a songwriter, a producer, everything you can think of. He has won so many awards in Nigeria and different part of the world. He was on the top of his game in 2007 when he cleared all the Amen Awards. You can never think of the best R&B, the best song of the year, the best hip hop, everything he cleared in 2007. He has collaborated with a number of top artists in the world. He has shared the stage with top artists in the world, including Sean Paul, the likes of Brandy and all that. He is the favorite of the Nigeria's ex-president, President Olusegun Obasanjo, and the wife Stella. He would usually go to Aso Rock to play for them. He has been their favorite musician, favorite artist. But today we are so lucky to have him on K90 show. Guys, join me to welcome none other than Paul Play Dairo. Oh my goodness, you're welcome to K90 show. Oh my God, oh my God.
Thank you for all the accolades. Well, I would say that I'm just chuffed and thank you so much.
It is a pleasure. Oh my God. I mean, for those that may not know, I'll give them a little bit of info more about you. If you grew up in Nigeria or different part of the world in the 70s, 80s, 90s as well, you should know the angel of my life. You should know Ẹlẹ́dàá mo dúpẹ́ o, mo ṣoríire o, Ẹlẹ́dàá mo dúpẹ́ o. Where have you been all these years? We are taking it from the basis. Where have you been? We will go to, where you came from, how you, came into spotlight and all that. But in recent years, where have you been?
Well, I've been all over the place. It's just been to America, UK, South Africa, and just doing other things. Music is still what I do. It's still what's in my, it's still part of me. I have passion for music. There's no other thing that I would do in life that I would just, push music aside. But at a point in your life, you just need to take account and do some real reorganization, try and find out what exactly is missing in your game, or try and see what can actually constitute longevity with your brand and all that. There's a new season in the music industry in Nigeria, so in order to be part of it, it's very important that you try as much as possible to get your game right. Partially, I've not been very active in the game for some reasons, because of some health reasons in 2009.
We will get into that. So now we know you are all over the world. We are everywhere. Okay, let's take it from the basics. I'm sure our audience, they came to know, where you actually came from in Nigeria. I love your music. I was dancing to your songs all my life, growing up. Nobody will wake up and say, in the morning, Ẹlẹ́dàá mo dúpẹ́ o, mo ṣoríire o, tí mo bá jí lówùúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù bá dorí mi mo yẹ̀yẹ̀. All these are songs that we listen to growing up. And let's start from the basis. I mean, your family, where did you come from in Nigeria and family?
I was one of the children of Chief Dairo MBE. Yes,
that great musician. Oh my God, blessed memory. Oh yes. My God.
Thank you. I actually came from Ijebu-Jesha. My father was from Ijebu-Jesha.
Oh my God, from Ijebu.
In Osun State, Nigeria.
Okay.
My mom was from Ilesha, also Osun State, Nigeria. So I'm a full Ijesha man.
Ah, wow.
We eat pounded yam. We love pounded yam.
Not like the Apures.
Ishapa.
Yeah, Ishapa. Okay.
So I'm proud to be an Ijesha man. I'm from Ijesha land.
Wow. So how many are you in the family? How many siblings do you have?
Yoruba people always say that you don't count the children for the owner, right? But I will give you that opportunity to know. My father, he married 4 women.
Ah, okay.
We're actually 16 in number.
Wow, that's
16,
a large family.
Yeah. Number 4 from my mom.
That's good.
Yes.
Wow, wow. So where are your older ones, younger ones?
Yeah,
I mean,
some of them are outside. You know, most of them are in Nigeria. The rest are abroad, in America. Yeah.
perfect. So let's get into that career that we all globally know you with. We love your music. We love your song. How did it all start? Where did it start from?
Well, started way back. My father, always say that my father was a pastor in Cherubim and Seraphim Church.
Ah, okay.
An apostle.
Wow.
He left the chief and changed it to apostle like Dairo. So we actually grew up. Me and my siblings, we grew up playing the akuba drums
In the church?
in the church. So
oh my God.
So at one point, it was necessary that I think they had a main choir. So there was this other gentleman who used to perform with my dad, right? He's a guitarist. You know, coincidentally, his name is Kunle as well.
Ah, okay.
So
That's good.
he, you know, went to my dad and said we needed a second choir, which would be more like an a cappella group of 6 singers, and he plays the guitar. He plays the box guitar. So we set up a group called the Cavalry Singers.
Okay.
So we were doing more of the contemporary, apart from the
Music.
Seraphim,
Yeah,
normal,
the Christian ones.
Yeah, so the more, like a bit more Pentecostal in nature. So so I was actually drafted for some reason that I didn't understand. I was just drafted as one of the singers. I was singing alto. Yeah, so that was where I started from. I was 11 when I started. So each time that we come, you know, they give us like 1 day in 2 weeks to perform. So each time that we come, they call the cavalry singers. The main choir is always like upset that we are going to take the shine off them. So from there, we started performing for in different churches, Baptist church, because my father was a musician, very popular. So a lot of people would invite him to Anglican and all that. So we're actually doing that I was doing that from the age of 11. From there, if you want to know everything, I stopped doing music. I attended IGGS Grammar School in Jebujesha in Osun State. Okay. They packed all of us and threw us to
Osun State.
Although I was supposed to go to King's College, but my father said, no way. Okay. Go home. I'm going to stay I stayed with my grandma for 5 years.
So, sorry to interrupt you there. So you were previously staying in Lagos with Dad, and then suddenly Dad said, everyone go back to the village in Osun State.
Awful. Terrible.
What was his intention then?
I think my dad felt that we were spoiled.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he felt that we just needed that training. You know, that was the way it was back then. So he felt that, I'm with my love budget. So let me send them home and let them, you know, go and stay with grandma, somebody that will handle them properly and raise them properly. Well, I'm grateful, right? Because I didn't know if I would have made my WAEC, you know, if I was in Lagos, because I'll be carried away. Be doing other stuff, going to parties and stuff. So we felt bad then, but we didn't know what my dad was doing. So from there, I joined a group, musical group in my school, led by my arts teacher.
Okay.
Mr. Osei. So, you know, then we had Ghanaians coming to Nigeria, Indians coming to Nigeria, Pakistani people coming to Nigeria teaching all that. So very, very, you know, very wonderful, super musician. You know, he used to play all kinds of instruments. So, and he was my art teacher. So he actually said, "Oh, well, you can sing. So why didn't you just join the band?" So I joined the band. I played the conga in the band and I sing in the band. I just grammar school. From there, came back to Lagos. Went to a Federal School of Arts and Science where I got spoiled. What
Dad was trying to avoid. Eventually, oh my God, coming back to Lagos. Okay.
Oh, so everything just scattered from there. So Yeah, so I just went to Federal School of Art and Science, didn't make anything out of that. It was just partying and all that. So my father felt, look, you need to do something about your life, you need to go to school. So I have to look, and I have the option of going to Unilag to study mathematics. And I got an admission to as well to Yaba College of Technology. So, and I was at crossroads where to go. So I went, maybe I should go to Yaba College of Technology or go to Unilag. But my uncle, one of my uncles, I said, do you want to carry chalk for the rest of your life? You just be a teacher teaching mathematics. So why not just go and opt for? Yeah. So I decided now, okay, let me be something, because you know Yoruba people, it's either you're a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer.
Yeah.
So that's what. So if you're doing something different, if you're studying a different course, they will think that this one's not useful. So it was, that actually influenced my decision to go ahead and study. Although my dad wanted me to be a medical doctor, I ended up being at least something that is close to.
Yeah.
So I studied mechanical engineering.
Okay.
So while I was in school, I was basically, yeah. So let me take it back a bit. When I was in IJGS, I met Bola Bimbola.
Okay.
Bola Bimbola was a musician. He was one that produced Fuji musicians then, very popular with Yomi Jiron. So he actually helped me and gave me more knowledge about the music game, because he was signed, because he was in school. He was in Form 5 when he was signed by, I think it was signed by Polygram or Tambasi Records back then. So everybody was excited because he became like a superstar. So I just, that thing, I was impressed, because he's my very close friend. So I said, how can I have a friend that's a star? He influenced me, and what he did, sorry, at that point in time actually impacted my life. Like, okay, this is what I really want to do, because I love music. Then I used to just write music. I write music, and I don't sing. But he was the one that actually put me, after Calvary Singers, he was the one that actually put me, he took me deeper into it.
Wow.
With lots of advice and stuff like that. Sometimes he would laugh at me when I make mistakes. But along the line, I actually I started, working on my skills, on my vocal range and all that. I am from there back to Lagos after FSS, after Yaba. When I was in Yaba Tech, I started production.
Okay.
Yeah, as a producer. So from there, I met with Mark Omodia. Mark Omodia, he used to be a producer with Class Studios, Joe Legba.
Okay.
Right. So then I formed a band with my cousins, my cousin and my brother. Unfortunately, they passed. Both of them passed. So we had a group called Le Griff.
Oh.
Yeah. So our first recording at Class Studio, that was how I met Mark Omodia, who actually inspired me again to start producing music.
Okay.
Right. So sometimes he would laugh at me, and So from there I said, okay, yeah, I must know this, and I must know how to produce. So I started playing keyboards. I bought myself piano tutor, bought myself Casio 100. I started learning how to play keyboards. Sometimes I'll listen to music. I'll play by ear, just by listening, and I was able to start developing. I started developing my craft from there. So what I would always do then, I now met Tunde Ajije of DJ Craft.
Okay.
Myself and my late cousin, we went to Tafa Balewa Square. DJ Track was there, and Shegun Arinze used to be with Clink Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, so we actually, he will forget now that he had auditioned me before, and he told me I'm not good enough. So
he can't hear you.
So we left Clink and went to DJ Track to meet Tunde Ajije. So Tunde Ajije was one that was like, wow, you guys are trying, but I will train you guys and work with you guys. So every other day we're in the studio singing jingles. The first jingle I could remember was Indomie Noodles. Yeah, that was when they first came into the country. So we were doing jingles after jingles. We're making money. So we're not going to school. I was in school.
Okay.
But I will not be in school. I'll just be like, I'll be 2 days in school,
and then
3 days in the studio.
Wow.
So it was a process. The becoming that person, Paul Play, was a long process that some people will not be able to envisage. So it's something that I actually grew up with. I love music. It's not because my father was a musician, but it just came from somewhere that I didn't understand, because naturally I'm a very shy person.
Wow.
So it came from a lot of things that, part of my, upbringing, and places that my father had to, chase me to, and things that I had to do myself.
So what was the support from your dad, or what was your dad's opinion towards your, attitude in terms of you channeling that towards music at that time? Was he supportive or discouraging you?
My father was just indifferent.
Okay.
He was indifferent. It wasn't actually, he didn't actually think that any of his children would come up to be like him. One thing that I really loved him for, that he wanted every child to go to school.
Yes.
Because
that's
he didn't go to school, so
Okay.
he wanted every of his children to have a degree or have whatever, to go to higher institution, just do something with your life. So he made sure that that was done. But the music aspect, he wasn't really interested. He didn't care much until I did a recording. No, even before that, he knew that I sing with cabaret singers, and I play drums once in a while. So once in a while, he takes me to his shows, right? Then I will be playing although I'm not perfect, but I don't know why he does that, but he just, today join us and let's go and all that. So I think once I went with him to a studio in Abeokuta to record a full album. I played the conga, so I was very proud of myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think I did something for his music. They're owing me royalties.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. I'm just talking jokingly.
Okay.
So that was my first. That was the first time I actually worked with him in the studio, and everything just went quiet when I entered school, because I was doing things I wasn't supposed to do. Because I was spend 2 days in the studio, maybe 3 days in the studio, then 2 days in school. I was earning a lot of money. At one point, my father didn't know where the money was coming from.
Wow.
My friends in school were like, this is not Dairo. They didn't know that I was making money.
Wow.
From
studio was giving
jingles and all that. Yeah. So although my father was giving money, but it wasn't as much as that. So I was living the life, like, beyond what is expected of me. Anyway.
You're making money.
Yeah. So making money. Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. Once there was a day I came back from school, and I think this pair of shoes was wearing then. It's called brogues.
Okay.
Brogues. So everybody was wearing brogues and high waist and all that. So I came back from school, and my father was looking at me like,
where you did
come.
This one?
I hope you have not joined the bad gang.
Yeah.
I said no. So what have you been doing? I know the money that I know what I've been giving you. So where are you getting all these ones from? I said I couldn't tell him that I was doing music part-time, because that would be crazy, because he's going to get upset that I sent you to school, you did something else. But I kept it away from him for a very long time, until his manager then, Mr. Andy Frankel, I approached him, do you guys do music? Because then my cousin and my brother, we had a group called, they formed a group called Le Griff.
Okay.
So we used to perform at Night Shift nightclub.
Okay.
We would go to Night Shift nightclub. We would perform. Even that weekends, we collect 50 naira.
Wow.
A night. So we'll go there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll collect 150. And back then, 150 in the 80s was
a lot of money.
So it was money. So I saw the money, but I had the passion for music right from the beginning. So from there, I started, production.
So how did Kenny's music come into play?
Yes, that's where I was just
exactly.
into. So I started production. I started working with different artists, upcoming artists. Many of them, they recognized that I was playing R&B music more. I was producing R&B music, and from there, there's this studio in I think it's in Ikeja, called AVI Studios.
Okay.
So I got introduced to the studio engineer, and I started producing people. I started making money. At that point, I was making like 20,000 a week.
Wow! So in those days,
yes,
that's a lot of money.
So people were calling me. They used to call me Paul Riley.
Wow.
After Teddy Riley, the producer. So from there, I think I joined a group called Oxygen.
Okay.
I had already formed a group with Slam. Slam, myself, and Freaky. Slam, like my best friend, right? So we just decided to form a group. I met them when I was doing one of my production gigs, right, in Isolo. And they asked me to join them when they saw my production skills. I said, let's form a group, let's be like the Jodeci. So we called the group The Clan. After Jodeci, we were actually singing, trying to imitate Jodeci group and all that. So along the line, that's why I met OJB as well.
Okay.
OJB and I were very close. We were doing stuff together as well, doing production as well. And from there, I now saw, I did a gig for, a production gig for someone who now introduced me to one man called Mr. Peregrino. Mr. Peregrino now asked me to leave the Clan to join Oxygen.
Okay.
So I joined Oxygen. I told them, like, I will only join Oxygen on one condition, unless my guys follow me.
Come in
with me. So
wow.
and I brought them in. So we now formed Oxygen. We were there doing our stuff. Then I used to watch AIT Jams.
Okay.
AIT Jams, Kenny and D1 were the big
biggest boys.
They were like the messiah of the music industry back then. So everything they say goes, and they had that, authority and power in the game.
Yeah.
So so I just then I've started working in Shell then.
Okay.
Yeah, as a contractor staff with Shell. And weekends I will be in the studio, weekdays. So I really didn't have time for myself, right? So I just thought, okay, why don't I take part of my salary and do a song for AIT Jams?
Okay.
So I thought about it. I said, well, okay, it's just going to cost like maybe 20% of my salary. I could do that. So I went to the studio, recorded it. I called Swave, one of my friends that in the Oxygen group. We recorded it together, and I took it to Alagbado.
AIT.
Yes. So when I got to Alagbado, my first trip to Alagbado was not really
Positive.
It wasn't palatable, if I could use that word.
Wow.
Because I got there around 7 a.m. I left there at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Wow.
So I didn't see Kenny Ogungbe, I didn't see anybody. And the security just said, don't worry, he's coming. He'll see you, he has a meeting. So I just waited, I waited and had the cassette. I just wanted to introduce to him and all that. But, I said, okay, next time I was going to go. So I found another time to go and went there and what did I even do? Okay, I think the first time I left the CD, I left the cassette with the secretary.
Okay.
With the receptionist.
The olden
so the cassette. Yeah, so and I said, okay, well, I think he must have listened to it. So the next time I go there, just to ask the
any feedback,
the receptionist if she gave it to him to listen to. So when I go there, oh, God's been asking of you.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah. God's been asking of you. Blah, 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 blah. So she went in and told him that I was around. Then he came out, he just opened his hand, Paul, play. I'm like,
oh my God.
What is this? So he said, no, you're coming on the show with your friend who did this rap. This sounds really good. Because then all my brain was R&B.
Wow.
Everything I ever produced was R&B. So it was like banging, like if I could use that word. So they asked us to come on the show. So we went on the show on AIT Jams. We were freaking out. Everybody was happy. So when we were late, we were feeling like kings. And like, wow, AIT Jams, you, me. So it was like a dream come true for me, right? When I left, after I got back home, I started getting more clients.
Wow, because
I started getting more clients. So I began to understand, right, that this game is something. I need to just leave this
shell and focus on this career. Because you are going to be exploded.
The shell issue was even funnier because each time I'm at work, right, I actually work in the estate and management department. So each time I'm at work, because we service about up to like 40 different stations in Lagos, then, and I'm always like singing, and banging on the table.
Wow, at work.
Yeah, so people will look at me and
Colleagues will
say,
be wondering, what's going
Mr.
on?
Man, what are you even doing here? What are you doing here now?
Wow.
Why don't you just go and do music?
That's what, yeah.
There was a day I was just listening to the radio. Then Daddy Shoki came on. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Celebration. I'm like, I should be here. I should be out here. But I was really scared. This one, I was really scared because I just didn't want to jump. Then I was scared of the unknown. I liked the money I was making, but I was scared of, if I had to leave this job, how am I going to survive? Right? But I was making money from music, but I'm thinking like, this money is still more than the gig I'm doing from production. But I wasn't really sure. But one day I just thought to myself, I said, look, I just want my freedom. I don't want to do this 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe I should just take a break for it and do something more and just be my own boss, so to speak. So what I did was I had to pray about it because, I'm a Babaladra.
Yeah, well, Christian, pray.
I had to pray about it. I had to pray for direction. So I went to meet. I went to one of my father's friends, and I told him, this is the thing I'm thinking about. Please, can you pray for me and give me direction? If there's something that God laid into your heart to tell me about it, maybe it's just. So the next day when I was coming back from work, I actually went to this place and said, well, God says you do music.
Wow.
I'm like, are you sure? Are you really sure?
Especially in those days, it's a big gamble.
There's something that times you want something, right? You really want that thing, but when that thing comes, you get scared.
Yes.
It's like, because it looks like, okay, now I've this decision, so how am I going to go about it?
Yeah.
So he said I should embrace it. But one thing he told me is that do not let praise songs leave your mouth. So that's why my first album, you will see Mushere, see all those songs coming.
Yeah, Christian.
That was
like
how
praying.
Yeah. So now I made up my mind. I left Shell. My mom was upset.
Of course, who will not be upset?
My mom was really upset.
You left the certainty for the uncertainty.
My mom was like, I don't want to use that word. What is wrong with you?
At a time where it was difficult to get into that kind of career, where there was no social media, and you were just, you left certainty, and you went into uncertainty.
When
no parent will allow that.
When musicians were called never do well.
Yeah.
They were called gutter people.
Yeah, they were. It was really challenging.
Little or no respect for
music at that time. All our parents want school, education,
and stuff like that. So I told my brother, the eldest, I said to him that I think I want to do music full time.
Wow.
He just kept quiet, didn't say anything to me. So when my mom heard about it, she didn't speak with me for 2 weeks.
Of course, I understand.
She was like, okay, well, because I was bringing money home. So my dad had died then.
Ah.
Yeah, so
it
was my dad passed. I think it was 2 years before I thought about music. I think it was 2-3 years before I thought about music.
Okay. What year was that? Do you remember?
1997.
97.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My dad died in 96 though.
Okay.
So 97, 98, I made up my mind. 98, I actually made up my mind that I wasn't going to work 9 to 5 again. So my mom got around that. She was like, well, I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know what she saw with my dad. Yeah, because she's coming from, from a life that has actually experienced time with somebody who was a musician. My dad was a musician. She married a musician.
Yeah.
So probably the pros and cons and the.
So she didn't want it for you.
She just didn't want it for me.
Oh my God.
So she thought about it like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? But I told her, don't worry. So every morning I'll carry I'll carry my keyboard with my bag of one of my friends even laughed at me 2 days ago. Said, I remember they used to carry that Alajo bag. So And that bag is full of CDs.
Wow.
CDs, as in all kinds of songs, those kinds of genres and stuff in there. And the works that I've done, right? So that I play for clients so that they can give me jobs. And so like, my mom would look at me like every morning when I'm leaving, like, what is this boy doing? Why did he do this to himself? But I felt this was for a reason. I knew God was taking me somewhere. But I didn't know where he was taking me. Like Nigerians would say, me myself, I didn't even know where I was going. But I just knew something was actually pushing me to get in that direction. So I started doing my stuff. Then I met Two-Face and Blackface. I was doing something for Fame Awards.
So at this point, have you been signed by Kenny's Music?
No.
No, not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet. I just did AIT jams. They put us, give us that exposure, and we were good with it. So I just did my stuff then. So I met Two-Face and Blackface. They came to the studio. They were actually supposed to perform at the Fame Awards, but I was actually one of the producers that was given the contract to produce songs. I was doing a song for Benita Okoji.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I think they are. You will hear story. I think
it's really interesting because these things we don't know behind the scene.
Yeah,
and it's really good you are unveiling this to our viewers.
I think their producer was meant to come, but he didn't show up. I think he had another thing to do. So
you mean Two-Face and Blackface?
Yeah. So they were actually waiting, and they were like, they were really worried. So the producer, the sound engineer in the studio, in Kling Studio then, I said, why don't you use this guy? His name is Paul Play. Then Blackface just, she just said, hi. So can you work with us? I'm like, sure. You guys can come. I'll work with you guys.
Just like that?
Yeah, like, cool.
Oh, no my God.
I said, yeah, it doesn't matter, even if you guys don't pay me. But then, Two-Face and Blackface were already getting grants as a group. Face had not joined them then.
Okay.
Just Two-Face and Blackface.
Just two of them.
Yeah, so I started working, and they were like, man, this guy is the stuff. So they went back to Nelson Brown, because Nelson Brown is also my friend. Okay. They went to Nelson Brown, and I spoke to him. I said, we saw a guy, Paul Place. I know Paul Place now. We work together. Yeah, wow. So they now went to, they spoke about me to Tony Tetwila.
Okay.
So, and then I had joined a gospel group in Abuja called Pure Heart Impression.
Okay. At the same time, that's Pure Heart Impression. That's interesting.
Pure Heart Impression.
Yeah.
So Pure Heart Impression was more or less like a gospel group of college students, university students, polytechnic students coming together, and we had a sponsor then, Mr. Ndayakubu. Okay. He was so passionate about music. He brought us together. We were about 9. So when it's like we have a break or something, holidays, we come together. We go to different churches in the north, and we do our thing, just minister to people. So I was already a member of Pure Heart Impression.
Wow.
Then so I went to Abuja for one of our gigs, and when I was coming back, when I came back, I saw somebody just sitting down at my balcony in my father's house. I'm like, who's this guy with the yellow hair? That was Tony Tetwila.
Wow.
And I don't want stress.
He was already waiting
for me. So I went upstairs and I met him. Like, there's something, we need to do something. I've been kicked out of Remedies. I'm like, why? He said, no, that we have a problem. And those guys, I need to do something. And I said, God is with us. Let's go, let's do it.
Wow.
So I brought in everybody. That Tony Tetwila album was the revolution.
Oh my God.
That people didn't understand, So a lot of people didn't know, right?
That you were behind it.
A lot of people didn't know till tomorrow. So I said, okay, you need to start a revolution. Already I already made friends with Two-Face and Blackface.
Okay.
Right? Tony is also their friend. So we brought in Two-Face and Blackface. We brought in Rough, Rugged and Raw. Okay. That's the group I later signed.
Wow.
Yeah, Rough, Rugged and Raw, 6. Everybody it's like, you see like 20 of us in the studio cooking Tony's album.
Oh my God.
So everybody was bringing their ideas. So I sat down with the whole album and produced from A to Z.
Wow.
So that's when we had Omode Metan Shiri.
Wow.
Yeah, so
and
forget.
You Don't Eat My Car.
No, You Don't Eat My Car was the second album.
Okay, that was the second. Okay.
So, but I was the one that broke Tony, like, as an artist.
Wow.
So everybody, Tony had money. So Tony was like, everybody was okay.
It was all over
yeah,
so
like,
remember Tony Tetwila.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Tony was fantastic, cheerful. Everybody was fine. We had Mr. Biggs everywhere. Everybody's having fun, drinks all over the place. So everybody, with the energy and the passion and the hunger to change the game was what we all had then. Because everybody was just thinking that we need to change this thing. You walk into the club, you get to listen to 10 songs. Only one Nigerian song will be played out of 20 songs.
Damn. Very, very difficult.
Hardly.
Everyone in Nigeria listening to American
Nobody listens to
music.
Nigerian music.
We don't listen to Nigerian music. Yeah.
Nobody. So we just had that, I don't know where it came from. We need to start this revolution. And I felt that with Tony, we are going to achieve that. And Omode Metan was a massive hit.
Yeah.
Tony Tetila's the first album was like, opened everybody's eyes and said, well, Plantation Boys Studio started after Plantation Boys released their stuff and all that. Still good as friends and we'll be doing our stuff. Then I was still with Oxygen.
So
I was with Oxygen, I was with Pure Heart Impression.
So this is strange. You're with Oxygen, Pure Heart Impression, and you're still producing Tony Tetwila's.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So at the same time you were singing, at the same time you've been a producer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that must be a talent on its own for you.
Yeah, so now Pure Heart Impression, we recorded an album, and that album was mastered in the US by the late Orlando Julius, my uncle.
Okay.
It's
your uncle?
It's my uncle, yeah. He
Wow.
was my uncle, sorry.
Orlando Julius?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm just hearing this for the first time. So you probably come from the family of, talented, your dad, your uncle.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My uncle. So,
and you
mastered it and sent it back to us. Then we brought the album back, we released the album, and we're not really getting that kind of bite that we expected to get from the release, and it was kind of slow. So, Mr. Dairo called me and said, Paul, you need to go to Lagos, go and meet Kenny Ogungbe. Like, yeah, in my like for me, like I already know. I didn't even tell him about that. So it's like, okay, let's go. Let's see him if he can help us with the promotion and all that. So I just left Abuja, came back to Lagos, went back to Lagos, and I went to see him in his office. And when he saw me, he's like, Paul, great to see you again, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, what's up, what's new? So I brought out from my Alajo bag, I brought out
another CD.
The CD of Pure Heart Impression.
Brilliant.
So he listened to it, and it's like he had his opinions about the songs on the album. It's not bad, this. But don't you have your own stuff?
Wow.
I'm like, I do, but if I take you back, that song was recorded, the song was recorded 3 years before it was released.
Oh my God.
3 years, because for some reason that CD was inside that bag that day. I don't know why, because I put it on the shelf, like I didn't want to hear about it again.
Wow.
Because when I recorded it, I played it for my dad's friend. It was like, this is not good at all.
What?
Yeah.
This the song that went viral. Oh my God.
He said this is not good at all. This is really bad. He even actually, he pointed me to an example.
Oh my God.
That why didn't you do a song like this? Like I think some guys remixed Joro Miden.
Okay, yeah.
That's why did you? This is fantastic. Look at what you did. Then I took it to another person that's very close to my dad, And he said, who is that person that is there?
Okay, in the background.
Is that person in the toilet?
The person you featured. And that made that song to be unique.
I said, so I was like, okay. The second person already told me that this is crap.
Wow.
Right? I think I'm still going to try it.
The third person.
So I went to Sony Music.
Sony?
Yes.
Wow.
Sony was in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So I met with the marketing manager, and I played it for him. It was like, wow.
What?
This is music.
Oh my God.
This is music. This is fantastic. Paul, this is lovely. I love this.
Wow.
Let's go and meet the boss.
Wow.
So we went to meet Mrs. Keji Okunowo.
Wow.
So, right, sitting down in front of her, I was,
privilege.
in awe, as in,
wow,
that was
you don't get
like,
to see her.
that's like, those were the people then, they made the industry big, and, in fact, these are the champions of Nigerian music industry. So, she said, she listened to it, she didn't like it.
Okay.
She didn't like it. She said, okay, well, okay, what about your father's music? Do you guys have your father's catalog? So that really broke me.
Wow.
That really messed me up, as in psychologically. I was like, okay, now, I think 3 people didn't like this song.
Only
one person liked this. It's 3-1 now. If you play football match and they give you 3-1, you have lost. So,
oh my God.
So that was why I shelved the song.
Wow.
I didn't. So when we left, the marketing manager now said, let's go and meet one woman in Yanapaja. She will release this song. Don't mind Sony Music. So we went. I hope that guy will not be implicated by that. But that was a long time ago. So we went to see this woman, and all this. The woman had. She's the biggest marketer in Southwest.
Okay.
If I was talking about cassettes, CDs, this woman was. She was the the person. He was making a lot of money, right, as a distributor. So went to her office, and while she was listening to Moshere, she was answering to talking to customers, and she wasn't interested in the song. Then she came back, maybe next year.
Wow.
So that's like 4-1.
People, yeah.
4-1.
Yeah.
I shelved me. I just put the music somewhere. I didn't want to see it again.
Wow.
So maybe when I went to when I was traveling to Abuja, I packed the CD with the rest of the CDs that are supposed to be in my larger bag. And, so when I was now coming back to Lagos, that CD was with me. So he was not saying that, now, fast forward back to when Kenny was asking me if I had anything that I've done. I just reached. I said, maybe this song. Maybe let's try, because I've already given up. Let me even just throw this song, because I wasn't even interested. Let me just throw this song and let him listen to this song and let him leave me alone. Then he just put the CD like normal slot, player and all that. So slotted it in and started playing it, and he had the headphones, because we were already in the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
We're already in the radio station, the studio itself. So it was just playing. So sometimes you have to listen first before you put the song on air. He was bopping his head. I was like, what's this man bopping his head for? Music that's 4 people.
I've already rejected. Oh my God.
No, I don't think so. I saw him, was like, He was looking at me, he was smiling. I said, no, this is hypocrisy. This is like, just trying to make me feel. Then the next thing he did, he just, ejected the CD, took it out, and went straight on air.
What? Just like that?
Just like that. He just went on and said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Dairo. That my name wasn't meant to be Paul Dairo. My name was supposed to be Paul Dairo. So he changed my name right there.
Wow.
I said, no, I don't want to know. Kilo share, you're Paul Dairo, your father is Paul. So I said, okay, cool. We are signing you.
What?
That was it.
With Mushoriri.
Yeah. Orireni.
Oh my God. This is a strong message for our viewers and anyone out there that might have tried and failed. This gentleman has just dropped a strong message here, guys. Tried 4 times, one person loved it. Tried 5 times, 4 people said no, and 1 person said yes. And eventually, the last he decided to try again. And today, that song has gone global. Guys, what are you trying to do that you've been discouraged? This might be your moment. Let's continue this interesting conversation.
So that's how I got signed. And
God, you got signed from there.
Immediately.
What?
As in immediately. So you are signing your Kenny's. I'm like, God.
What?
You see, like, yeah, I was already
Dejected
doubting. No, I was already doubting
that song clearly.
No, I was already doubting the message from my father's friend that I should leave. I was thinking of going back to work.
That you should not have. Oh my God.
Maybe I should just go back to work because it's not happening. It's not working.
Wow.
So now, at that point, when he told me that I'm signed on Kenny's music, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a dream.
Wow.
You understand? Now I'm supposed to go back to Oxygen to say I'm signed with Kenny's music.
Yeah.
Already there was a chaos in Oxygen. That's another story. Another story for another day. Because I don't want your talk to be too long. So I said, because there was so much tension and there was so much altercation, so much fight going on in Oxygen at that point in time. We had a deal with this company from Holland. Oxygen would have been big, but when we started discussing the funds, the money, and who's gonna the shares, who's gonna share this, who's gonna get that, wahala started.
Wow, money cost trouble.
I just told myself, look, I'm not gonna be part of this.
that.
I already got something. So and I told my guys, I said, Slam, me, I'm going to Kenny's musical.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. I said, yeah, so I had to leave. So Slam came with me, Tony came with me. He came with me. So
Tony Tetwila.
No, Tony Tonero.
Tony Tonero. So he's the one that was sounding that. Yeah, in the background.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that song. I love that. This is a praise and worship song.
Yeah. So
you're worshiping God.
So we just left, and so how we're gonna do it? I'm just gonna be doing my thing, but you guys will come with me. Sharing Formula is my music, but when I get shows, I do you guys good. So they opted for that. It's okay, fine, because Oxygen was already on fire, so nobody wanted to go back there.
Want to move on.
So we just moved on. I shot the video, and when I released that song, I did the album. The thing about it was that I had recorded the full first album.
Wow.
I had it. So when Kenny asked me that how much do I need to do that, so I told him like I wanted 20,000 or something like that.
Naira.
So yeah, to do the full album.
Oh my God.
So he said, okay, don't worry. I'll give you advance of 90,000.
Oh my God.
I just said, hey. Oh, okay. So I rushed to Mr. I said, Slam, money, we have money now.
Oh my God.
We're going out, just doing stuff, going to parties, and I'm like, because I did the song already.
Money, yeah.
So 90,000 there was like
a lot of money.
Doing the stuff. So we're doing our thing, and we will go to the karaoke's, we go to the fun places, just hanging out, chilling, and just go to Murphy's, go to all the fun places, because we had the money, right? So, but at the back of my mind, I thought about the success of that album. I've collected 90,000, but this album must blow. How am I going to do it? So what I did, I now went back to Kenny's music, and I met with Kenny and Brown. And Kenny Brown, I was actually like the A&R then. Yeah, I think she was the A&R manager. So she told me that we've released the album, but the album is slow. I said, no, my album cannot be slow. So I went into fasting and prayer for 3 days.
Wow.
For 3 good days, I went into fasting and prayer. A lot of people will not know this, but that was what happened.
Wow.
I said, God, look, if you told me to go through this path, then I must not fail. Right? So the 3rd day of the fasting and prayer, I had a dream. That dream, I saw children. I just saw myself walking down the street, and I saw people coming out. Children, parents, old, young, dancing, and Mushiri was playing.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. This is not fabu. This is like true story.
That's a confirmation.
So,
a strong confirmation that that song.
So, I think 3 days later, I went to Kenny's music. Then I saw Kenny. Before I said, just keep going in. It's like, music is selling like.
Oh my God.
It's selling like.
Wow. So you went into fasting and prayer for 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
And you came out. So prayer does answer.
It works.
Guys, what another message. What a message. Guys, I cannot overemphasize this. It can only be God.
Prayer works. Prayer works.
It
It works.
Oh my God.
You do the work and God will do the rest.
Oh my God. So that was how your music went
That was how
viral.
Mushiri became
Mushiri,
a massive hit. Yeah, because I released Happy Day first.
Okay.
I released Happy Day. Happy Day was on the charts at Rhythm FM. JAJ was playing that. JAJ was like the big kahuna. It was like the big guy, as in industry legend, as in everybody respected him. And he has the top 7 jams. He called it JAJ Top 7 Jams. Those top 7 jams, you just have to be fantastic for somebody can put you.
Wow.
Well, you can find yourself there. Wow. So Happy Day found his way to top 7 jams. I'm like, man, everybody was saying Happy Day is the song. But when Mushiri came, the video of Mushiri dropped the first day, I just became somebody else.
Oh my God.
As in, it was like, something exploded. Like,
yeah.
The whole world was like, it's like, I'm like, well, I wasn't expecting to just come like this. It would just come like a big bang. And that was how, my music career started. That's
Wow.
That's how it started. And I will always be appreciative of, every human being, even the marketing guy at Sony, who gave me that confidence to still go ahead.
Yeah, he never gave up.
Yeah.
Even when his own manager, boss, said no, he still took you somewhere else.
But I've not seen him, so I'm waiting for the day I'll see him again. But Kenny's music actually opened the doors for the revolution. And what we are experiencing today is the hard work of those people who actually allowed us to express ourselves back then. We were really passionate about the game. We wanted to make, something for ourselves, as well as we wanted to prove a point. So today, music is about making the money, not proving yourself. Although it's about proving yourself to an extent, but the money is always
the key thing.
But in our own case, like I'm talking about the Remedies, I'm talking about Tetula, I'm talking about Tribesmen, I'm talking about
Where Them See.
Where Them See. Yeah. I'm talking about Makaremu.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Kingsley K. Then we just wanted to
sing. It's your passion.
We wanted to prove a point.
A point.
That Nigerian music is marketable. You don't have what it takes to do that.
So I was going to ask you that what is the difference between now and then? Well, you've just gone into that, and you've talked about how the Nigerian music, Afrobeat music, broke into limelight at the global level.
Yeah.
You paved the way for today's Davidos, Wizkid, Kizz Daniels, and the likes of others, and with the help of social media today as well.
And we're happy about that.
Yeah.
Some people feel that maybe the pioneers of the game or the people who started the game didn't get a fair share. But I always look at it this way, that it's about time and chance. So imagine if Mushiri was released now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't now. If we're talking about something, it would be different.
You will be a billionaire
so
in Naira.
I told somebody, I said...
and millionaire in dollars or pounds.
A lot of them will wish they were born now, when there's social media and there's Spotify, there's all these DSP platforms are all over the place, and you can just make money like that. Do you know what we had to do back then?
Tell me.
My first show, I collected 5K.
5,000 naira. Guys, can you hear this? This is interesting. I love this part. Go for it, okay? And then the second show. 5,000 naira. What year was that?
I think that was 1999 or
99. Some of these artists today, the Davidos, maybe they were not even born then.
5K was what I was paid, and it was okay. My second show was 20K.
Wow.
I think it was one school in Lagos. Like
and that was a great improvement.
Yeah. What?
From 5 to 20.
Now, my next year was 40K. You can see the progression.
Yeah.
Today, if an artist, breaks big today, it's not going to start from little money. It's not going to go. It's going to go straight up because that's the way it is.
Of course.
That's the standard. But our time, you just have to start build up. 40K. I went to University of Ife. I was supposed to be paid 40K. Folukede Amola is still owing me 20K.
Folukede Amola, can you hear yourself? Can you hear poor play? Wherever place you might be, this is a strong message for you. Release his money and paying the difference.
I need my 20K. You paid me 20K, but now, 40. Yeah, now the
please, Boruke, we are going to put a lot of interest on that money.
Maybe you gave it to somebody, but that money did not go to me.
It didn't get to you.
It didn't get to me.
Follow Ramola, you can hear. You are owing poor play 20,000 naira, but 20,000 naira of those days, now maybe about 5 million naira.
So, yeah, and I did something for Aquila and Jama. I started doing soundtracks as well because I forgot the part where I was doing jingles for advertising agencies. I did a lot of jingles for Linters, STB, S1U.
So like an advert.
Yeah, I was producing jingles.
And they were paying for each of those. Oh my God!
Like the Vis Lemon Plus jingle. I did it with OJB.
Wow.
And Yomi Midiro.
Wow.
You remember that song?
Yeah.
Vicks, Lemon Plus.
Yeah, I know Vicks. Yeah. Oh my God.
So so many jingles. So then I thought to myself that
how did you break into the international scene? Because you shared the stage with Sean Paul.
Okay, now that was the moment where I think this day was actually doing a lot of shows and actually bringing in Nigerians. I've started bringing in international acts into the country. I think my first performance was with David Linden Hall.
Okay.
It's late now. It passed so many years back. I think that show was handled by Cool FM.
Okay.
Yeah, Cool FM did that. That was my first David Linden Hall. We did Abuja and Lagos, and it was fantastic. It was my first experience of working with, being on the same stage with the international
artists.
They did Sean Paul, Kizz and Jojo.
So Sean Paul came to Nigeria.
Yeah, Sean Paul came to Nigeria.
Wow.
All of them were coming to Nigeria. Nigeria was paying the bills then, so they all came to Nigeria. Even Beyonce was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Jay-Z was in Nigeria at one point.
Yeah. It was a barren land. It was just growing, that industry. And I mean, today in Africa, we say Afrobeat is Nigeria. Nigeria is Afrobeat music and things like that. We have top people, clearly. So it's from Nigeria.
Yeah, Afrobeat is Nigeria, but Afrobeat is big. It's bigger than Nigeria. Although it came from Nigeria. That's the topic for another day. It's bigger because we have, how do I put it now? We have merged into each other. Today I could be listening to a song that has Yoruba lyrics, but the beat is Amapiano. So we actually, Ghanaian beat, Nigerian beat, South African beat, Kenyan beat, anything. Sukus. And at one point, everybody was playing. Nigerians were playing sukus. Yeah. So it's Afrobeat is, Nigeria blew it up, but Nigeria is like the mecca. But the music, the elements, it came from all the different parts of the continent.
Perfect. So we're going to touch two key parts. You have remixed a lot of your songs in recent years. In fact, in 2020, you remixed Angel of My Life with Runtown.
Yeah.
And you have a number of those that you're going to share with us. And then we talk about the health after that.
Yeah, so I think I shot a video in 2016 called Full in Love.
Ah, yeah, I saw
in
that,
London.
So, yeah.
I spent a lot of money on that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's after my health, but I'm sorry, I was just going to talk about my health a bit. After going through some challenges in my health, I know that I was not active for so many years. I said, okay, it's time for me to come back and just do something. So I spent a lot of money trying to promote that song. That song didn't go anywhere.
Wow.
It's just like, okay, well, is the reality or what? Now, I met with a couple of record labels. You know, I found that a lot of people have changed in their attitude, and they feel that the game has changed. You know, so it's like it happens to every musician. Now people feel like, oh, you don't have this stuff anymore. But I still have people who actually believe in me.
I believe in you. That's why you're here today.
So, yeah, I have this younger brother who's always very passionate about music. He's always doing his stuff. His name is Bankuli.
Okay.
So I think Bankuli has been very close to me. Even they used to go to Celestial Church then. So, you know, Cherubim's rapping. We used to go to their church and everybody just hang out because Adura and all
yeah,
those
you
things.
pray. Yeah.
So, yeah, so we pretty much actually had, you know, spent a lot of time when he was growing up. I know him very well. So he approached me and said, yeah, I think this is what we need to do. We need to start doing some stuff. We need to change the ideas. We need to change the game. So Bankuli said, okay, Baba, let's do something else. Let's start some collaborations. He was the one that gave me the idea. Because for me, I always tell it the way it is.
Okay.
That's my life, the way it is. And then Shizzy. Shizzy is Davido's producer.
Okay.
Right? He was one that produced Emma Dami Duro.
Okay,
yeah.
the first
so,
album
so many
that
other, big ones. So, it's always been there, and you know, it's like for me, I felt like, okay, I need to understand what is going on here. I need to really get an idea, have an idea of what has changed.
The industry now.
You know, I now look like Rip Van Winkle. If you read that novel, if I tell you the story, Rip Van Winkle was someone who actually volunteered for an experiment where the scientist was trying to produce a drug that could make you sleep for 100 years.
Wow.
So he allowed the drug to be actually, you know, used on him. And he slept for. He slept for. He went to coma for 100 years. So when he woke up.
Did he?
Hey, he woke up.
Exactly. Well, you're talking. I mean, this Nigerian movie.
So when he woke up, everything had changed, right? Everything had changed. You know, the way he used to live, he doesn't even know where he lives anymore. Yeah. He cannot remember anybody. He thinks that there's cars. You know, when he was, you know, there was no car. There was just horses. Yeah. Now there are cars. They are building tall buildings. So
completely.
So now, what am I saying? This what happened to me was a Rip Van Winkle effect because I left the industry for so many years. Because
how long were you out for? For about 5, 6, 7?
5, 6 years.
Yeah, due to health challenges.
So now, I now have to understand that this is what happened to Rip Van Winkle. So you need to now start asking questions. What has changed? That was the role that Bankuli and Shizzy played.
Okay.
Right in 2020. Okay, Baba, this is how we're gonna go about it.
Okay.
Then I recorded the first one with Runtown. And Runtown has always been someone that I really love. I love his music. I love his ideas. It's fantastic. I always go to people that I can resonate with. I can relate with musically. So, so when I did that song, I sent it to Shizzy. She said, "Oh, Baba, Runtown will jump on this stuff." I said, "Okay, well, let's see if he's gonna jump on it." Then I called him and said, "Baba, don't worry. Next day, Runtown has dropped his monster, lyrics and all that on that." So Angel and I was just the first one that did well and went on. And Nonso Amadi was also another guy. He's also another guy that I really like. But meanwhile, he's been telling Bankuli that I wish Paul Play is one of those guys that actually inspired him and all that.
Okay.
So I think they were in London, and yeah, Bankuli just called me out of the blues. Baba, what's going on? I said, I'm here, and I said, see, somebody wants to speak with you. It was not somebody.
Wow.
That's how we actually did. Kolo, that's the name of the song. That one was big. The Kolo was massive. That I started getting calls from Dubai, from Moscow. One DJ in Moscow is like, so then everything started clicking again.
Wow.
Things started coming back again. The brand started getting that kind of exposure again. So I will give it to those guys because I would have just been Ribuan looking at the high-rise buildings and the new cars because I've just been outside the game for a very long time. So now, yeah, I moved on from there. I just, I think I called Timaya.
Okay.
And Timaya said, Baba, what's going on? So I said, so yeah, I still have, people still have love for me, right, in the game,
Of course, you're
so,
a legend.
So I flew into Lagos. Because I live in Abuja.
Okay.
Flew into Lagos. Abuja is my home. I like Lagos, but don't let them know. But Abuja, I love Abuja. So I moved from Abuja. I left Abuja.
For Lagos.
Flew to Lagos. I stayed
Overnight.
with Timaya for 3 days.
Wow. In his house.
And we recorded 2 songs.
Wow. In 2020? When was that?
2021.
2021. During COVID?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I think it was late 2020. Late 2020.
Okay.
So, yeah, was it? Yeah, late 2020. So then, one morning, somebody sent me a link. And it was Olamide, he was playing Mwadupe. So I'm like, oh, nice. Then one of my friends said, Olamide really likes you. It's like, it's okay, well, let me reach out to him. So I called him and said, Baba, are you in Lagos? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm not going to say more.
Oh my God, don't give everything away. I was going to say,
what I'm just trying to say here is, no matter how big you have become, or no matter how powerful or how popular or whatever field, how intelligent you are, or how much you have achieved in your endeavor, on your career, whatever, you just have to still be humble to learn from people coming after you.
Wow.
You just have to understand that the game, those days, the way it used to happen those days is not the way it happens now.
The game has changed.
Do you understand? So, from there, I did another song with I don't want to say much, but I said I'm just trying to say that
that's where we are going to you're gonna round up on that basis, but not now with what is next for yourself, Paul Play. So you're going to tell us all of those that you shot and the ones we are expecting, including the upcoming events.
Yeah.
But let's go quickly into the health. What was the health challenges? Because that was the middle of your career where you exploded and suddenly you disappeared off the radar.
Yeah,
completely.
I just released Angel of My Life. And what many people do not know is that because of my health, I didn't do many shows with Angel of My Life.
Wow. Despite that's one of the most popular songs that you were known with.
Because I was not healthy enough to go out there and do anything. Baba, you cannot finish my story.
I know. Just give us the tip from how it happened in South Africa.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to shoot my video. I have a song called Delicious.
Okay.
For my, I think my 4th album. So I recorded the full album, and I did my little survey with my crew, and they said, let's do Delicious, let's do Delicious. Oh, if you want to do Delicious, let me go to South Africa and shoot the video, and just and just let's go from there and see what happens. Yeah, I flew into South Africa. I spoke with the film director, the video director, white guy, brilliant. So Josh was like, okay, Paul, let's plan to work today and work on this particular day, and then I was feeling funny. I started feeling funny. I didn't know what was going on. But I said no, maybe it was jet lag or it was something that was just normal. So because nothing happened to me in Lagos, so why would I come to? I think it's just maybe because I was jet lagged or something. So I didn't, take that seriously. I just went on, and yeah, the video went well. Shot the video. The evening, we were supposed to chill with the model, and everybody was just hanging out. Then I started feeling funny. I said, and Kunle Odutayo, I'm not sure you know Kunle Odutayo, is a fantastic jazz musician. He's based in South Africa, he's a Nigerian, well known in South Africa. So I was actually putting up at his place. I was hanging at his place then. I stayed with him during my stay. So I was going to go to the bathroom, and then I felt funny, like what was coming was not normal pee. Because it was difficult at this point. It was difficult. I couldn't, bring it out.
Wow.
I was forcing it. Okay, what's this now?
Wow.
Why should I be forcing pee to come out? Then the next thing, blood.
Oh my God.
Like I'm not talking about water and blood. I'm talking pure blood.
Peeing blood.
Blood as in red, pure blood. Before I knew it, the whole floor in the bathroom was filled with blood.
Oh my God.
I just fell down. I know Yoruba people. I said, what you movie? Someone has
done this. Yeah, I hate to say this. I mean, it's jazz or charm or this and that. There'll be speculation. It went so viral across the world that people speculated all sort of things. Some people say, you don't know what he has took his eyes himself.
Yeah.
Before he became famous.
Yeah.
That he might have been to herbalist or to do charms, and that is the repercussion.
Yeah, repercussion or that.
So, I mean.
So I was like, what is this? I shouted. I said, Kunle. I am dying.
Oh my God.
Kunle said, no, you're not dying. Paul, you're not dying. I said, look at it now. I'm dying. When Kunle said, oh my God. I said, Kunle, I'm dying. This is death. There's nothing. I said, no, Paul, don't say that. Don't prophesy bad to yourself, blah, blah, blah. You need to rush to the hospital. He rushed me to the hospital because at that point I was getting dizzy because I had lost so much blood.
Oh my God.
When I was not even shot. I was just passing out blood. So we got to the hospital. I met the wrongest doctor, if I could use that word, wrongest doctor I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. In South Africa?
Yeah. The doctor was like, did you bathe in the stream?
It's traditional, so.
Now, did you bathe in the stream? No, did you bathe in the stream because I thought I had ringworm.
Okay.
Called bilharzia or something.
Okay.
Now, did you bathe because this is bilharzia, this thing, that's why people. I said, no, I didn't. So, they checked my blood pressure. It was 150, 120 over 200.
It shoot up, skyrocketed completely.
It's just crazy.
Oh my God.
Then they took me to one white doctor. The one calmed me down, said, don't worry, we'll fix this. It's no problem. I would have died that day.
Oh
If that first doctor, my blood pressure just shot up and said, don't worry, we'll fix this. So gave me antibiotics, said, don't worry, that next day I won't see it again. It's probably infection, blah, 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 blah. I said, fine. I left. I was in the studio with Kunle, we were recording the song. Then all of a sudden,
again,
I went to the bathroom, the thing came again.
Oh my God.
I said, Kunle, this time around was now more. Then this time around, it's like when you feel that you're shutting down, everything just went down, down, like down the spiral. Like you're not gonna make it.
Oh my God.
So
You were feeling dizzy
I was feeling dizzy.
because you lost a lot
So
of
that
blood.
night, Kunle was meant to go for a show. So he was meant to go for a show, and I was meant to be in the house, right? But this thing comes like it's gonna shut you down,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna shut you. It's like it's gonna kill you. As in,
Yeah.
it comes like you're gonna die. So what I did? Do you know what I did to get myself? You know, South Africa gets very cold too, very
Yeah.
cold. So there's this heater, right? Like this electric heater. I put my hand on the heater
Wow.
to stay alive
Wow.
till the morning.
All night.
I'll put it. She burns me. I'll put it off. I'll put it just because I want to stay alive.
Wow.
Next day, I said, Kunle, I need to go back to the hospital. I need to find out what is going on with me. We need to find out what this is, right? So I went to the hospital and I met another doctor, she's a white lady. She said, no problem. Then I started, I remembered one story that my former boss told me because I had worked with one engineering company before I went to Shell. And he told me that his friend came to Nigeria, he had malaria, went to America, and while they were just testing, the guy died, just malaria. So I now borrowed sense from there. Like, it's like, Paul, all these ones that they are saying that everything is okay, maybe it's an infection, blah, blah, blah. You need to get a Nigerian doctor. I said, when I left the hospital, I said, Kunle, get me a Nigerian doctor. And they said, okay, there's a doctor in Pretoria. So we give this doctor a call. And it's like, okay, can you just send me the medical report and all that? So, no. Okay, this is looking strange. So why don't you go to my friend in Unveils Hospital in South Africa? You see Dr. Adebisi. Now, the night we couldn't get appointment to see Dr. Adebisi. Kunle had another show. So he left, he could not drop me in the house because he didn't want me to come and die inside the house. So he brought me to the show himself and left me in the hotel room.
Okay.
Then I had this, I had the dressing gown.
Okay.
I took it because I was very cold. Now, I felt that I was dying again.
Oh my God.
In the hotel room. So what I did was, I can't just sit down here and die here. I went to the show with the dressing gown on, to the gate of the dressing gown, so that Kunle would see me.
Wow.
Kunle had to round up his show and left his boys to end the show to help to come and save me.
Wow. Oh my God.
So he actually told me to sit down in the car, so that I shouldn't lie down because I was going. I was losing blood. I was peeing blood. So then there was the girl that actually shot the video that they were looking at like, this guy is going to die. The way this guy is looking, he's going to die. Like, people are looking like, this guy's not going to make it.
Wow. Thank God today.
So Kunle said, don't worry. Let's just stay awake till the next day. So I did not sleep. Next day when I went to Unveils Hospital, and when I said, doctor, I said, what's wrong? He said, this is you're peeing blood. No, jump on the... See, that's why sometimes we don't respect our own doctors.
Nigerian doctors are the best globally. Here in the UK, in America, where everywhere they've been, they are the best.
If not for Dr. Adebisi, I will not be here today.
Thank God.
He just told me, he said, Paul, get on that place. I'm going to do ultrasound scan on you. After 2 minutes, he said, come down. He said, you have an enlarged kidney.
Wow.
And it's a tumor.
Wow.
And you don't want to stay with this thing. Because from the look of it, I just don't want to tell you that. I don't want to make it, but I started screaming, I started crying. A man started crying. Like, okay, this is something that was coming from somewhere I didn't expect. Then he said, you need to calm down. you're not going to die. Although, it's a 50-50.
Wow.
It's a 50-50. I will not lie to you. It's a 50-50. So I said, okay, yeah, I got myself. I started calling home. I started calling my people. I said, yes, this. I started thinking about. My whole life played back.
Oh my God.
In front of my eyes, like, okay, cool. This is how it's gonna end. Then no problem, but I need to try as much as possible to save myself. So, okay, how much do I have? I think I have my account so that they said you need to pay now. So I started look. First of all, I send money into the hospital account straight. Let them start whatever they wanted to start. That's how I started on that journey with the sickness. Like, okay, it was nothing that you need to get this thing out within a week or else it will spread. And if it spreads, there's really nothing they can do. So every other doctor that came, I said, oh no, this thing has to get out. And when they took it to do the CT scan, it was even more horrific than. So it's like, yeah, I need to get this thing out. So I called home, I called my wife, I said, look, something has happened though. This is so she came with the children and, you know, I just felt like something is really going on. Then news started going around. Paul is
went viral.
He has cancer. He has this, you know, he's there itself, you know. Okay. So
when did you decide to be operated upon?
I decided immediately. What's my when they said something started.
Yeah, because you
I don't know. So then there was the church that the pastor was telling me that no, he has seen it happen. It happened to me. He went to select church and I'm like, you know what? Then I started, now this is something I needed to say. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it, but I started calling my pastors, right? I called, one of my friends called a pastor here in the UK. What the woman said, the woman said, this is an attack. That can you call me back? That she's actually in one meeting. If that woman will pick my call today.
She never picked again.
Never picked again.
Wow.
That's when I knew that there's battle. There's already a battle.
Wow.
Now, sometimes you look at things as, okay, it's just a physical thing. Yeah. For all these people that are saying whatever they want to say. But for me, I didn't even understand. You know, I didn't understand what was happening to me. Like, it's impossible. This cannot be happening to me. I called another pastor that I knew very well. I said, sir, this is what's going on. He said, hey, really? When I told him what was going on, he started speaking in tongues and he said I should call him back. Until he would pick.
He didn't pick again.
He didn't pick again. So I knew that if these two people, they are very spiritual, if these people refuse to pick my call, it's like this Ogun Yi, if I can use Yoruba, is bigger than.
Oh my God, a war.
So,
battle. Oh my God.
So I just started praying to God.
But that was the peak of your career.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So I was just praying to God.
Angel of my life was exploding
praying to God. I was praying to God.
Everywhere at that time.
Yeah. I was praying to God and in the middle of it, I think that news went straight to Chief Mike Adenuga.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it was in the middle of the night, around 1 a.m. He just called me and said, Paul, what happened to you? I said, I'm dying.
Wow.
He said, you're not dying. Don't worry. You will leave. No problem. It's like, do you have any problem with your sister? I know you will not even mention that, so I'll send money to you. Don't worry, I'll take care of every bill.
Wow. Mike Adenuga. Wow.
So, I was like, God, you really want me to leave? Like, you really want me to leave? Because, I was just thinking, because, you know, like, it's not an ordinary hospital that you say, the bill is
it's expensive.
By the time you finish, you'll be spending like 35 million.
Wow.
Because it is not, go and Google it.
Wow.
Alvin Hospital.
Wow.
That was how. The day of the surgery, I did something funny. I went out. I watched a movie.
The 50-50 chance. Let me just enjoy life.
I
Hopefully
went
not the
took
last
some,
time.
took some popcorn, took ice cream,
Wow.
just say, just like you're trying to say bye-bye. Baba, there's a time, there's a point where you get to, and you just have that boldness that, okay.
Anything that will happen.
You'll be so afraid. Then if you get to one point that you feel like, okay, so it's okay. Let's do this. On the day of the surgery, when I was being wheeled to the theater, why am I giving you all this story? I was singing Mowadupe.
Wow. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo dúpẹ́ o.
No, Mowadupe.
No, Mowadupe down. Okay, Baba Mo. That's another hit one.
I was singing that.
Oh my God.
Then, in South Africa, they didn't understand what I was doing again. You see a singer?
Yeah.
What's he singing?
Wow.
Okay. I was singing all the praise songs that my mind could, find. As in, at that point in time, I knew, okay, is either I'm going or I'm staying. But I need to praise God. As in, yeah. So, straight back in there, surgery started. Before I knew it, they put that stuff on my nose.
Yeah.
I was gone. 6 hours.
What?
6 hours.
6 hours.
And, yeah. Mr. Paul, stand up.
Congratulations, it was successful.
It was pain.
Yeah, oh my God.
I've never... there is pain and there is pain.
Wow.
There is some pain. God will not allow... It's like, mad.
Oh my God.
Serious pain. It's very long, but I will cut it here. But I will just thank God that He came through for me.
Thank God.
He came through for me. And at that point in time, I said, God, I'm not going to take you for granted anymore. Maybe probably I took you for granted. But for here on, I'm not going to take you for granted anymore. I'm just going to focus on you.
Thank God. Thank God.
So,
oh my God.
After then, I had gigs that has already been paid for. Countless gigs.
Wow.
I had to start returning those money.
Wow. Because you couldn't make the shows. Yeah.
Then the news went to the city. Paul is sick.
Wow.
He cannot perform again.
Wow.
It's not good. Some of my colleagues in the industry will understand this thing. When you have issues, it spreads.
Quickly.
And clients
Yeah.
will not want to call you anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody even said, this guy will go and fall down on stage. He's not well. Twice, I was supposed to get a job with a corporate organization in Lagos, and they said, I'm in South Africa. They said, Paul is in South Africa. It's not. And I wasn't. So the third one, the company that wanted to give me the job, that is actually the contractor to that job, now said, Paul is in Nigeria now. He's not in South Africa. Then the brand manager of the company said, okay, if he's in Nigeria, let's call him on Nigeria, call him now and find out. So I just, my phone just, rang, and someone said, Paul, I'm so from so organization company. Are you in Nigeria? I said, sir, I'm in Nigeria now. Okay. He just cut the phone. It was later that I said, people were saying that you're not in Nigeria.
Wow.
So that thing took a lot from me, as in it took my confidence, it took my hope, I just went into serious depression. Like, okay, now where's the job? Right? I'm not getting the jobs. I'm not healthy. I'm not strong. The game is done. As in,
Yeah, I know what
it was so when people ask me, where have you been? I was like, okay, where do I start from? Sometimes that thing started coming. If you had not asked me now, I would have, because a lot of people ask me, so where have you been? I just say, oh, I've been everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's good
So-
you've said this
so
on
so
K90
so
show.
so
I mean,
it's in life. Do you know, prior to that, I don't know if your show is about Christianity, about spiritualism, about anything that's of God, right? But before this thing happened, somebody warned me. It was when I came back to myself that I started thinking about how they warned me, all right? My friend is a redeemed pastor.
okay.
Her mom, right, is an apostle. She goes to apostolic church. So she sent a message through her, my friend, that they went to pray on the mountain, and they said that I should pray that there are forces, that there's something that is coming, that God will, that if I pray, that's why I said that I'm not going to take over. If I prayed, that thing will pass over.
It will not have happened.
But I wasn't praying. I really, I said, well, you have to. When she told me, I was like, okay, yeah.
You underestimated the message.
My pastors, we pray. You remember that guy? Yeah. So well, we have pastors everywhere. My pastor will pray for me. He pray on my behalf.
Wow.
Sometimes you just have to pray. Even if you have 1,000 people praying for you,
You need to pray.
you just need to pray.
What a message. What a message.
So I wasn't praying. I was carried away.
What a message.
I was in the world, enjoying angel of my life. then they now say, oh, this one, you don't even know anything.
Wow, thank you so much. Poor play. We will round up shortly, but
Okay.
there are few things we still want to know about you. You got, the upcoming show. We want to hear more about
Yeah.
this.
On the 25th of October, I've done like 3 shows in the UK.
Okay.
I'm just starting to, get myself back and, do more stuff and put my face out there. And so this one is different because it's coming from a platform that is rarely used by Afrobeat musicians or Nigerians. It's actually, like a UK industry platform. Pizza Express is huge now. So, but what happened was they wanted to see what I can do. So that show it's like an exposure for me. I've done some shows that are just me, but this one's like a showcase. It's a mixed crowd. It's a sitting event. It's classy. People sit down. You don't have to. Which I just listen to music. It's a platform where jazz musicians come to, R&B musicians, people who actually we've gotten that talent. Like you must have serious musical dexterity to actually be able to satisfy them over there. So so we said, let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do, and we're asking Nigerians to, they just want to see, right? That could also be a platform, a corridor, because we are already taking over.
Afrobeat
we just want to enter through that place too. We want to see that platform too. Needs to be checked out. We need to check it out and check that out, all that. So that's why you need your people to come. So 25th of October on Tuesday.
Coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will need people to come. Nigerians come. Let's open that door as well, because we've opened so many doors, and we want to open every door as far as Afrobeat, as far as Nigerian musicians are concerned, as far as the industry is concerned. So Yeah, I think it's something we need to check out. Yeah.
Brilliant. So it's happening in London just this coming
Holborn,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Holborn. So how do people get tickets for this?
Well, you see, just like I said, that it's like an exclusive event platform.
Okay.
So it's not on the popular
Eventbrite
ticket platforms.
and all that.
You have to go on that side. You have to go to Pizza Express live website to buy those tickets. So it's strictly on the website. You're not subcontracting it to anybody. It's just strictly on that website. Then there's no ticket at the gate. There's no ticket will be sold at the gate.
That's fine. So we probably
You just have to go on there.
Put the website's name right in front of the screen so that our viewers can see and they can go and get that. I'm definitely going to be there on Tuesday evening.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you so much.
You've been a great inspiration to our generation growing up, and no doubt about the fact that you are a legend in this industry. You deserve to be celebrated, and you're still a living legend.
Thank
and we
you.
still believe so much in your good work. So well done for all that you've been doing. And lastly, what is next for Paul Play? Yeah, do you have you? I understand you collaborate with One Town. Which other ones have you got?
Yeah, I've signed a distribution deal. The company in the US. I'm hoping to start releasing singles, but I'm hoping to release an EP soon, and that EP has a lot of wonderful musicians on there. I've had one song. All of them are A-list artists, the new ones, not the old ones. I'm still gonna do stuff, Yeah, I want to like from the old to the new. It's more or less like, but an EP. I'm still gonna do a full album, but the EP it's gonna be out soon. I've compiled about 6 tracks that I'm gonna release with the distribution label. Yeah, and it's looking good.
Perfect. We cannot wait for that to come out. You don't want to give out everything, but
I'm giving out part of it, so you can use that.
And I understand. Maybe we just say this one, but it's not too much. But Kizz Daniel is part of those as well, right? So we look forward to Kizz Daniel coming.
Why?
I can't wait for that.
Why did you now just break?
It's gonna be a great combo, guys. You have to watch out for this one. Imagine Paul Play on set at work. One of the greatest artists Nigeria's ever produced, and we know Kizz Daniel. Oh my, the booger boy. Oh my God, it's gonna be an explosive time. We cannot wait for that Paul Play. We cannot wait for that.
Well,
so lastly. Again, I'm enjoying this, but we've really got to go. What advice do you have for the current artists, the upcoming artists? They got platforms, social media. We know the challenges you went through comparing now and then. But what advice do you have for those that are still coming up? I mean, despite the social media, we still have some artists that are struggling. They have talent.
Millions.
They have. So they never break into the industry, just like the way you did.
It's tougher now. That's like I say, it's very tough. But with God, all things are possible. It's with God. It's tougher. You know why it's tougher now? Because there's big money in the game now.
Wow.
There's big money. So I know what I get every day. I get calls, I get messages on my Instagram page, I get on my WhatsApp, I get people who want to come out there and express themselves. But many are called.
Few are chosen.
To be one of the chosen ones, you need to hold on to God. You need to, first of all, you need to hone your craft. You need to be exceptional. You need to be exclusive. You need to be bringing something that is different to the table.
Wow.
Because it is fierce.
Wow.
You need to bring something different. Although it could still be Afrobeat, but it should be something worth calling at. You know, like the way the industry works now, it's like once they face one artist, they don't listen. Nigerians, they're not listening to any other person for a long time. Probably they'll be hearing you making some funny noises. They know you, but they focus on an artist. For you to take that attention away from the big one, you must be doing something. So don't ever believe that you've arrived, and don't ever believe that you've topped yourself. You keep working harder every day, always aiming higher and higher and higher. Because do you know the difference between our own time and this time?
Yeah.
Our own time, you know, you could reign for a year and nobody will disturb you. But now, you can reign for 1 month and they'll forget about you.
Very competitive now.
Highly. The song that you heard last week,
Of course.
that you liked, another song has come out
Of course.
that is bigger than your song. So you still need to go back and...
Yeah. You recook another set of songs.
So it's like you keep... Those days we will record and we'll go to... Oshiri is banging. I'm just going to sleep for 2 days. Artists of today don't sleep. So my advice to them is never sleep. Believe in God, work hard. Don't believe in prayer without work. Or prayer without aspiring and developing yourself, developing your skill. Because that's the mistake that a lot of people make. You'll be praying and fasting, but where's the work that God is going to bless? So you need to work hard. And with prayer, everything's going to work out good.
Oh my God. Pastor Paul Play.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, guys. Oh my God. This is an exclusive interview with K90. Oh my God. This is extraordinary. Do you want to give us a kind of shout out for K90 channel, please?
Well, this is the best place I've been this year.
Oh my God.
K9 TV is the place to be. It's #1. Exclusive, fantastic, and classy. I love it, and I know you love it too.
Thank you so much for playing. Oh, no. Oh my God, guys. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo di ọmọ. Mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ jábọ́. Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore àná. Give it to us.
Mo dúpẹ́ o.
Look at it live.
Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore ní bàbá.
Oh my God.
Mo tún dúpẹ́ oore ọlá o, bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o, bàbá mo dúpẹ́. Tí mo bá jí lówùúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù máa dorí mi mú. K9.
Mo ṣoríire o, ẹlẹ́dàá mi, mo dúpẹ́. Oh my God, that is extraordinary. Oh my God. Oh my God, now guys, as we're having it, we've got another legend sitting next to us here. We've got Wedemsi here as well. We've got her. She's just sitting here watching us, having fun. Come and say, come here. Come here.
Yes, people.
Guys, you can see Wedemsi in the house. We're having a lovely time here, guys.
Yeah.
Extraordinary
We're having
time.
a lovely time, though.
Ẹlẹ́dàá mi, mo dúpẹ́ o. Oh my God. K90, we are blessed with legends. We are blessed with great people that have done great in this industry. No doubt about that. The Davidos of today, the Olamides, the Wizkids, the Kizz Daniels, these guys paved the way for you guys. No doubt about that. They've been there when there was no social media, when it was difficult. And from the exclusive interview today, so many messages to take away. Hold on to God, irrespective of your situation. Humble yourself, irrespective of your situation. Be you, and trust God for everything. This man's life is a revelation on its own. Guys, I believe you've enjoyed this exclusive interview. And also on Tuesday, 25th of October, we've got to join him at Auburn, here in London. Guys, please be there because I will be there. Guys, it's been an extraordinary time with Paul Play. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have not subscribed to K90 channel on YouTube, please kindly do so. Also, please don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. Thank you so much. I remain myself, Kunle Halagun. Bye for now.